Good morning. Is it morning? It is not morning. It is good afternoon here in California. It's 12:14, and I am going to just do a quick pop-up. Beautiful balloons, that bundle. Oh my gosh. Well, I made another card with it. Excuse me, I did gardening this morning and my eye is itching. So anyway, I made another card because a little bit of serendipity again. I had a big balloon laying on my desk, and I decided not to let that go to waste, and I thought I'd throw a card together really quick, and I landed up loving it so much, and it's quick and easy. And at open house, so many people were telling me they either ordered it, they were ordering it, which they did, or they were going to go home and order it. Everybody loves that set so much. It is a great celebration set, not celebration like Stampin' Up, just to celebrate is what I mean. And so anyway, I started showing them the card that I had put together, and I told them I was going to do a quick pop-up because everybody liked it as much as I did, so I wanted to share it. So hi Pam. So what is a pop-up? A pop-up is just when I'm out here. I'm doing many things today out here, but like I said, everybody said they loved it so much as well. They love the colors, they love the concept, that I thought I would share it with all of you because you are my friends too. And some of you live across the country or just out of town or just, another part of the big state of California and you can't make it here. So I try to share as much as I can with you. So I'm going to turn you down and I'm going to make this really quick card for you, and let's see how you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as everybody else did. Okay, let me turn you down. Okay, here we go. Get things in place so I have some room. So what did everybody fall in love with? Well, they fell in love. They already were in love with the stamp set and dies, the bundle. Beautiful balloons. Here is the code for you, 161450, and I did put it in the title in case you're interested in this bundle. And you can shop with me here if you decide to get it from me. If you do not already have a demonstrator, you're welcome to shop with me. And so they fell in love with that bundle. They also got to use and fell in love with the color. The color is Azure Afternoon. They, had watched my lives, but seeing and touching and feeling and seeing it in person does make a difference. And it is a gorgeous blue, so they all loved that as well. So that's the cardstock I'm using, and I'm using a piece of 4 1/4 by 11, and we're just going to fold that in half, and then I have a layer piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4, which is a standard layer piece. So let me just fold this in half, and oops, I forgot to show you the card. So I will show you that as soon as I get this folded. And some people say, I didn't know you were going to be on. Well, that's why I call it a pop-up. It wasn't planned. It wasn't announced. It was just when I had some time. I've been trying to get out here to show you this since Thursday morning, actually, and things just all got away from me, so I couldn't. So here is the 4 by 5 1/4 piece that is going to be the layer size. And we'll set that aside while I show you the card. And if you'll let me know with hearts or thumbs up if you like this card, because I want to make things I know you like, and I start to learn your tastes and what your dislikes as you come on and watch often. So this card, like I said, is very simple. I used a folder, and the name of this folder is Countryside Blossom. Countryside Blossom. In the annual catalog, page 168, but there is the code there, 161473. And I got that folder because we have so many floral stamps and dies that I thought that would coordinate well with all the floral stamps and dies as it does. But I also like it with these balloons just because it added some more texture to this card. Hi, Marcia. So everybody really liked the sponging around the balloon and the little confetti there on the balloon. Hey, Karen. I also wanted to add a flower I've been envisioning a flower at the bottom of my balloons. And so I started looking around and I said, I need a small flower. So what can I use? Well, in the Paper Florist dies, there is their code. You will find a die, which I'm going to show you, that makes this flower right here that I thought fit perfectly. So again, a very simple, bright, fun, festive, easy card. So let's get started with that. I'm going to bring over my cut and emboss machine. And I am using, I got to turn it this way, I'm right-handed. I am using the Paper Florist die, one of them. And I'm using Daffodil Delight cardstock. Now you have to cut, well, you don't have to. I cut out 2 of these flowers, and I only used the small one. The big one was too big for this card. So I cut it out twice so I could stack 4 pieces together and make the flower that you just saw. Okay, so let me show you how these pop out. So it's 1 die, but it cuts out 4 flowers. See these? And 2 of them are large, which we're not going to use this time. And then 2 of them are smaller, which I am going to use this time. Okay, so now I'm going to take these acrylics and platforms off, and I'm going to have platform number 1 and platform number 4. And I'll bring over my layer piece of cardstock and my folder. Again, the folder's name is Countryside Blossoms. And I'm going to place the cardstock into the folder, but look at the card. I didn't go up all the way. I went up a little more than halfway. So I'm going to try my best to get this straight. I can't follow the black line this time. I usually put the end of the cardstock on because we're not going all the way to the top. So I might get off camera while I'm trying to get this straight. And then we'll run through. Okay, that looks straight to me. Again, you're going to put the spine in either first or last. You always want to put the spine in on your folders first or last so that you do not, that doesn't feel like, is this not a 3D folder? This is not a 3D folder, so I have to put in more, see, I didn't write down what platforms I needed for this one, so I didn't do the right ones. That is why I write it down. I'm going to write it down right now if this works, because I don't like to think and I don't like to waste my time by running it through more than once. That's more than half, so let me get back in here. Looking at it sideways, so I hope that's straight. Okay. Yep. Just 2 number 3s on top of the number 1 platform is what works for this die, for this folder. Okay, so see how pretty? Very, very pretty. All right, so I take a Sharpie. I'm surprised this was not already done. And I write down 1 and 3 and 3. That way it classes, that way I don't have to think, and people know what platforms to use when they use my folders and my big cut and boss machine. Big Boss. Okay, so here we go. We have nothing going underneath the layer piece, so we are ready to glue this down, and we can do that right now. And I put the glue away from the edge a little bit just so I don't get my fingers in it. See how I'm holding on to the sides? I don't want sticky fingers if at all possible. I still get them sometimes, but rarely because of that being aware of where you're putting your glue and where you're going to touch your card. And then you can put that down. Now, usually when I have a break in the cardstock like this, so texture, no texture, and this does look like it's slightly crooked, I like to add either ribbon, a piece of cardstock, a piece of designer series paper, something to make the division a little more clean. So the other thing that everybody liked at Open House was the Brights 6x6 designer series paper. That number is 161643. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. Now see how I used a circle punch and there's a little bit of room right here. I'm going to see if it's too narrow or not, but rather than waste that little snippet there, I'm going to try to see if that's wide enough for what I need on this card. It may not be. It's pretty narrow. It may not be. So let's see. So here's a little tiny piece. Hey, it's pretty, it's enough. This one's definitely wider, but rather than waste that, it's enough. So I am going to use it. Okay, now the difficulty may be with this thin strip is getting glue on it without getting glue everywhere. So that's where your silicone mat comes into play. And I would not put it on the card. I would place it on the designer series paper, because if you put it on the card, you might get too wide of a line of glue, and then this designer series paper wouldn't cover it, and you would have a sticky mess. Okay, so it's longer than it needs to be, but we have a definite layer here where we can just lay our snips up against and clip. All right, so I see, because I didn't come down far enough, I was scared to go too far, that there's no glue right there. Easy fix. You take your scrap, put a little bit of glue on the scrap, and then you just run it underneath the piece that needs it, and there you go. See that I can cut that down just a hair more. Okay, so there's that. Now the balloon. Oh, the other thing everybody liked, and this is the same designer series paper, is my glue holder that I made using a toilet paper roll. In fact, a couple of girls came and brought their rolls. Hi, Jocelyn. Brought their paper rolls with them. And one actually made a roll while she was here, a holder while she was here. And what we learned is their rolls were longer than mine by maybe an inch. And so if you shop at Costco, the toilet paper rolls are a lot longer, so they're too tall for your glue. You want your glue to stick out a little bit so you can grab it easily. So they just cut it down, and then it'll work. Okay, so this is what started this card, is the big balloon. And in the Beautiful Balloons dies, there are 4 balloons. Now this die is in the Paper Florists, so I'm going to put that back in its pack. But in the Beautiful Balloons are 4 balloons, and I used the largest of the 4 for this card, just so you know which one to use. And then I wanted to highlight it a little bit, so you see the highlights there. So that's where your blending brush comes in. And I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to blend off and then onto my balloon, taking my time to not go too far in, but yet have it stand out. You come back, you get more color if you want more color, and go over it until you're happy. Then I turn the balloon around, and I do the same thing. Start off onto your scrap, and make your way onto the balloon. Because if you just go straight to the balloon, you're going to have a mark like this, pretty much. So you just start off the balloon and circle motion into the center, and then just keep going until you've got it the way you want. Now notice this one's really dark around the edges. So if you go to your
oh, what are these called? Somebody help me out here. Daubers, that's what they're called. Just took me a minute. You can outline just like that to get dark, dark, dark. Then you want to hold your finger, middle finger, and your thumb in the middle of the balloon so you're not too close to where you've put the dark ink because it's still wet. Hi, Martine. What a beautiful name. Wow. First and last. And then you just are highlighting the balloon. Now, the more you lean the dauber in, the more it will color onto the cardstock. So it just depends on the look that you are looking for. So see the difference from when it was plain to now? And that's just the blending brushes and the daubers. Okay. I'm leaving the ink open because in the stamp set there's a little confetti stamp, little tiny. So when your stamps are little like this, you want to tap, 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 tap lightly onto your stamp pad. Then you want to come over where there's not so much color, so this will stand out. And you want to press lightly because this is a small stamp. Hold your paper and lift, and we have a party on a balloon. I can just hear the horns going off and everything. Happy birthday. Okay, so that is the color for this card. We can put dimensionals on it, but we're not going to do that yet because we're going to place it where we want it. Look how pretty it looks just because of the sponging. We're going to go to another stamp that's in the stamp set that's already a curve. Curves like that, automatic, it does. And I am placing my balloon flat where I want it. Let's see, I'll go up just a little bit. Place my stamp again. And the stamp was made to completely outline this balloon, the top of this balloon. So tap, tap, tap. I'm going to bring it closer to me so I can see better. And I'm going to place it down, press, giving the ink a minute to soak into that paper since we're color on color, very monochromatic card. The only other colors are the other cardstocks and the DSP. And look how cute that outlines around the balloon. I just think that is so fun. All right, back to our DSP. And I took a 1-inch circle punch and punched out a circle, then take that circle. I showed you this the last live, put it back into the punch, and I've got a leaf. And in my head, I was imagining, like I said, flowers and leaves at the bottom of the balloon. So let's do that again. So we have 2 leaves. And there we go. Okay, that's done. Okay, now I can go over to my dimensionals. And I'm going to place them. Hi, Andrea. Oh, I need to do some cutting here. Oh, no, they're cut. Okay. Place my dimensionals down. It's a pretty large balloon, so we want to make it so it doesn't sag anywhere. Maybe one more. Pull off the paper backings. Okay, so before I put that down and make things a little difficult for myself, did you notice that there was baker's twine as the string on this card? And I like that. I like how it's loose and it just dangles there. So rather than try to stick this under the balloon later, let's go to a mini glue dot right now and place the baker's twine right on the mini glue dot, peel it back up, and stick it right there. And now we can place our balloon where we had it before we stamped. Another pretty name. How do you pronounce Ananel? Ananel? Oh my gosh, I have not seen that name before. Welcome. So now I'm going to put the leaves on, and that is just going to take a little bit of glue on the either end. Now that's quite a bit of glue, so when you get a lot of glue, you can just grab the other item and share, and then you have enough for both. Okay, so they're placed there, and now we have room for our flower. So I cut those out at the beginning. There's 4 of them there. You need your paper piercing mat. That is the item number for that. And I place them all on top of the mat, and then I take my stylus tool, and it comes with my Simply Score, and I just press lightly in the middle and see how all the petals just pop up at me. That's what I want. And then you have a choice. You can use mini glue dots again, or you can use your glue again. I'm going to use my glue. What I do is I put glue on all 4. Actually 3. The last one doesn't need any. Again, that's a lot. This is a new bottle, so it's coming out quickly. Okay. I'm going to let that set up just a second. It'll make my life easier if I let it set up. Then I'm going to come over to my glossy dot assortments. What's their item number? 158827. Somebody thanked me the other day for giving these numbers out, so that's why I do it. Like I said, I'm here to teach you and give you answers to your questions and help you understand everything and not have to search the catalog or wonder where things are. Okay, so there is on the last one a little dot. Now I'm going to place these together. You alternate the petals, and if they're going to spin on you, because the glue's not quite set up yet, you can take your pick tool in your hand and just press with the pointer tip, and that will help you. Alternate the petals. I try to make it as fluffy as I can, but see how the point of this take your pick tool really helps. Now I see a void right there. That's what I'm looking for, where the next one should go to cover up any voids. And then we have a fluffy flower that's not quite dry, but I think it's good enough that I can bend these back up because they were bent originally. So it's not going to take a lot to get them to form back up again. Spin it around and do the same thing. And then I will use a mini glue dot here because actually I'm going to use 2. I don't want to have to wait. So I'm just going to grab them with my take your pick tool point. Set them down. It's nice and big and sticky. And voila. Is that not? I just think it's the sweetest card. So bright, the colors. So this green is what color? I took the backing off, so I don't know the color for sure, but it's either lemon lime twist or granny apple green. It's one of those. I don't, it might be granny apple green. I'm not sure, but look how cute. And the difference on this one is the thickness of the DSP, but you can go thin, you can go thicker, whatever you like. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little pop-up. I hope you liked the card. If you're not a subscriber to YouTube yet, I'm going to put this on YouTube in a minute. Please subscribe. I'd love to know that you enjoyed yourself here with hearts or thumbs up. And if you're not a follower on Facebook yet, please follow me. My numbers matter, and so I would appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to look for questions before I let you go, and then I'm going to get busy on another project. Okay, no questions. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Karen.